Hello beauties! So today we're doing a slightly different one. Obviously from the title you can see that it's going to be 1920s Great Gatsby inspired, and I love this look. So I actually did this look last summer because I was invited to a Great Gatsby party and I forgot it was a theme. So I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to hair and makeup it up and just hope I get away with it. So this is what I kind of came up with back then and I'm recreating it today for you guys. So I hope you enjoy and I'll see you next time. Just get on with this. I am just prepping my eye area with the Benefit Stay Don't Stay Put primer. I swear so many companies make their products such a tongue twister. So because this is a smoky eye look, I'm doing the eyes first because you're gonna get product all over the place. Eyes first, at the end of the eyes, wipe away all the crap from your face and then get on with the face. So I'm gonna apologise straight away because I'm cheating. I'm actually using a couple of products that don't exist anymore. I'm sorry. Are both from Urban Decay. It's the 24/7 gel glide on eye pencil in Lust, and from this old palette, and I mean old, like mine is so grubby and the mirror is like smashed. I'm going to be using this purple colour here, Randsom. It's a bright purple with slightly blue undertones. If you want like the closest colour comparison, I think Psychedelic Sister by Urban Decay is quite similar. And now we're going to start off smoking out the eye with the purple first. So the two colours I'm going to be using for that are the Randsom colour then, and also from this Makeup Academy or MUA Smoking's palette, I'm going to be using this purple colour here. So this one here kind of looks a bit brown on camera, but that's because it's quite a dark purple, slightly bronze shimmer in there, so it's a little bit of a warmer toned purple.
Taking a big fluffy blending brush, I'm using the MAC 224. I'm applying the Randsom colour all over the crease and slightly above it as a smoky transition shade. And the best thing about this look is that you needn't be intimidated by the colours. Don't worry about this colour transferring onto the lid either, it will all be covered up by black later. And I'm just being really sloppy and just whacking it on there and following that natural crease. Just make sure you don't go too far up and just keep going back in windscreen wiper motions back and forth until you're happy that that colour's all blended out and transitioned to your liking. Using the exact same brush, I am taking the warmer purple from the MUA palette and concentrating that on the outer V of my eyes, just to sculpt out a little bit more shape, and that darker colour just adds a bit of dimension. As long as you have the patience and the right tools for this job, you'll achieve this look quite easily. It just looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. To keep that colour concentrated in that outer V, I'm just using circular motions just to build up the colour and concentrate it there. Next, we're taking the purple pencil liner, so this is Lust, and lining the bottom lash line all the way from outer to inner corner, and again it doesn't have to be neat because we're going to be smoking it out later. Next we're going to take the black matte colour from that same palette and using a flat brush we're going to pack that colour all over the lid and slightly blending that into the purple colour. Here I'm using the MAC 212 flat definer brush to take that warmer purple tone and run it on top of that liner that we just popped down all the way until where your natural lashes end. To add some fun, I'm adding the Benefit Lust Duster in Punk Royalty, and that just adds a beautiful shimmer all over the lid. Now I'm taking a dense brush with some matte black colour and just running that along the lower lash line and just blending all the colours together and smoking it out. The next step I'm taking is grabbing the gel liner from Maybelline Eyeshadow in black and running that all the way from the inner to the outer corner and finishing it up with a slight wing. And if you're not too confident with your liner, it's not the end of the world because the lid's already black. It's not going to stand out a great deal, so don't be afraid. It's just going to polish off the look. And I also am going to run it just slightly underneath the eye on the bottom lash line, just the corners, just to intensify. Here I'm highlighting the brow bone with the colour Sin from the original Urban Decay palette, but any shimmery highlight shade will do the job perfectly. The next step is to curl your lashes, pop on the mascara of your choice, and lashes if you do so wish. I chose the Ardell Demi Wispies because I love the fluttery effect I get.
So for foundation, I'm just going to use the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation in 100 Ivory, and just grabbing my Sigma F80 flat top kabuki brush I'm just going to pack that all on the face, and you get the gist. I'm applying foundation to the lips as well because I want to blank them out for later on in the video. So once you've got your foundation down, just literally conceal any blemishes you need to conceal. And I always do this little triangle here, because by the time I've blended it out, it kind of reaches up into the eye area that I need to help highlight the area as well. Down the nose to sort of slightly contour that a little bit.
I'm just blending everything out with the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge. How am I doing this without moving my lips? Ventriloquist, haha.
Right now I look ill. I'm just going to grab my go-to at the moment, the one that I've been using all the time. NYX Taupe Blusher. If you've watched my videos, you know I'm loving this. I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush because I do want this to be quite harsh. So, finding the natural hollows from the top of the ear down towards the corner of the mouth. This is going to go on quite densely. But this is why I love this colour, because although it's going on really, really dense, it's not as harsh a shade as some of the more orangey, browny shades. This comes off quite grey, but it kind of works with that quite depressed 1920s look. And then I do want to have a little bit of a highlight, so I'm grabbing High Beam by Benefit and popping that in the high points of the cheekbone. And I'm just using my finger just to pat that out. Nothing too professional going on here. Just grabbing my Rimmel blush in Pink Rose because it's quite neutral and dusky and just easy to wear. I don't want anything too bright because, you know, we've got enough going on in the eyes. So just grab a blush that is quite natural for your particular skin tone. The next thing we're going to do is move on to the eyebrows.
Brow products I've been using at the moment are the Kevyn Aucoin pencil in Brunette
and the Lancome Le Crayon Sourcils in Brun. Do your brows as you normally would, making them fuller, filling any sparse hairs and redefining that arch, because my arch is quite weak on one of my eyes where it's stronger on the other. And then just spoolie through everything to make it look more natural. So I'm pairing this eye look with a very dark and gothic lip. The colour I'm using is Revlon's Black Cherry. I'm also going to be using a lip brush as well, just to sort of help me with the more defined edges and such. And then just having that concealer on beforehand just gives that vibrancy that I wanted on the lip. Okay, so your makeup is now finished. You just have to add your final touches to make your look more Great Gatsby-esque and more 1920s. So this is what I did. So to complete this look, I have just sort of rolled my hair up into a faux bob and just pinned it into place. I've got this sort of golden beaded necklace, and what I'm doing is I'm just folding that in half, popping that underneath that large front section of hair, and then with some pins pin it into place on the side of your head and crisscrossing that so they're kind of all locked into place. You might want to pin the hair over the top of that joint just so it's not so obvious. So this is my completed look, guys. This is my 1920s Great Gatsby inspired look. I hope you really like it. I personally think the faux bob is completely necessary for any 1920s costume. Absolutely makes it for me, and I just love the sort of head adornment. So, you know, dig around and see what you can find. I like it. So if you're going out to a party, enjoy yourselves, and I will see you when I see you next. Lukewarm. What is that phrase? Candid? Oh, that's true, but that's not the phrase you're looking for. Anything else I want to put on my face? Sort of like Great Gatsby and Chicago. I have all that jazz stuck in my head. And all that jazz. I don't really know. What does rouge my knees mean? Like, was that a thing? Do people put blusher on their knees? Or have I just misheard the lyric all this time? Down. I'm gonna have to Google that. The necklace is from Black. I don't know why I make such weird noises when I screw up, but my brain does weird things.